So ya yo le di la
Okay,
gracia.
live. I wait. We're
Hello.
gonna go live here in Instagram as well. There
So
you
let
go.
me see. We are sitting.
Move closer.
Yeah. All right. So
Yes, so we
there we
can.
go.
Yes, we are both on
See,
the
I'm wearing
screen.
the Christmas colors.
You are already.
Red, which is
Look
my
at
favorite
you.
color.
Yesterday was Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Happy
Yes.
Thanksgiving, Maya.
Thank you so
Happy
much,
Thanksgiving
Janet.
to everyone. And what do we say? Good morning,
Good
good
afternoon and good
afternoon, and good
evening.
evening to
Yes,
everybody all around the universe.
yes, definitely.
Welcome, welcome to today's Juicy Talk.
Yes, in dating with your soul.
Hmm.
Yes, yes, yes.
The
So
most important date you should have every day.
definitely.
Every day.
Yes, definitely,
So,
Janet.
so
I
we
agree.
introduce Maya Dari El Sol,
And Janet
Janet Altagracia.
Altagracia.
Welcome, welcome.
We are here every Friday bringing some topics on consciousness and systemic consciousness. And thank you for those likes. Somebody's in Facebook doing those um, thumbs up. So thank you. Oh, Dave, there you go. That's you. Happy Thanksgiving to you
Yes, happy
too. So
Thanksgiving.
since we're talking about, before we begin our topic today, let's talk about what are you thankful for, Janet?
So much. To
And
be,
Dave, just put it on your comments. What are you thankful for?
it's funny, it's cliche, but I'm thankful to be alive and experiencing life,
Great.
So absolutely. And what about you, Maya? What are you thankful
Well,
for?
I'm thankful for all the wounds, since we will be talking about all of these wounds and this unconsciousness. And I'm grateful that I get to see where it comes from.
Yes. Yes,
Because if I
yes,
didn't get to
yes.
see where it comes from, I'll be suffering, I'll be in pain. So I'm very thankful for the things that I have discovered so far and healed throughout all of these tools and methods, especially family constellations, which have been a way for me to liberate a lot of what I was carrying from my system, from my family system. And so I'm very thankful for all the harsh experiences that finally got to show me what I needed to see.
Yeah, yeah. You have to be
See.
thankful for. I mean, I was just sharing with Maya that I had a big trigger, and I was texting. No, I'm really thankful, and I love
Yeah.
the person that's giving me the big trigger, and I'm in the middle of it right now, so
Yes.
it's a little uncomfortable, very uncomfortable. But when everything is said and done, I'm so grateful because I know that's gonna be a huge
Blessing.
blessing,
Yeah.
especially when everything gets transmuted. So
Yes, I
it's
can't
so
wait for
good
that. It's already cooking, and you will find the recipe
in the
to
pot.
get out of there.
So
Yes, so let's be thankful for our triggers because they become our blessings to transcend what we need to transcend. So Dave says, I'm thankful for my family and friends. We went to get our Christmas tree today. Yeah, had lots of
oh
fun.
yay! That's
Awesome.
always so much fun.
It is fun. We went with Janet the other day to get my Christmas tree because I like the fresh cut, and
Yeah.
you won't be able to see it, but we are going to decorate it tonight. So next week you will be able to see it.
Absolutely enjoy it. Yeah, I know my daughter just put up the Christmas tree. Mine is fake, but it's okay.
Doesn't matter. Tree is
We put it
tree.
up today actually. So it's nice to
Yeah.
go home to all that lighting.
Beautiful. And you know what I love about the tree? When we light up the tree, it's like we bring light to our genealogical tree.
Oh, I like that.
Yes, because
Hmm.
actually we all become or we are part of a tree, of a genealogical tree
Yes.
that we belong to and that we are trimming so it can light up better. What about that?
Absolutely. I love that. Oh, I love
Yes,
that.
definitely. So for me, Christmas is more of that. Yeah, the spirit of Christmas is more about an activity and it's a time to be reborn
Hmm.
because nativity means of like the meaning of being born. Yes, and so as Christ was born,
Yes.
right, new light came to the world,
Yes.
and so for me that this time is like being born from it. And when you light up the tree, for me, it's lighting up all of those unresolved memories of your tree that might be affecting you. So your tree and the one, I mean, whoever you are, will be able to be more enlightened in order to bring another sort of harmony for your family system and for the world as
And for the
well.
world, I just
Yes.
love the way people enjoy each other, and there's just that beautiful spirit that we each share with one another.
Mm.
It's just good harmony and
Connection time and
connection
friends and
time.
family and
A
all
little
of it.
stress sometimes, but you know, when everything is said and done, it's all good.
Yes, definitely.
We enjoy the chaos.
Yes, we do. Sometimes we do. Well, I don't do so much. I'm not really part of many of the regular
Traditions, yeah, I'm the
traditions.
same.
Like
Yeah,
yesterday's, I was working. I had sessions to
I bought
see
her a whole
from.
bunch of food because we had
Yes,
too
she did
much.
today. So I was just because some people in other countries don't celebrate Thanksgiving, and so I was seeing people from other countries who
Yeah.
don't know, they don't have this tradition as part of their life. So I was, just with them because I didn't grow here, so it's not my tradition. But of course, I respect it. And, I like seeing one part of it. There's some things that maybe we don't know about that day that maybe
Mhm.
we should share since we are talking about ancestral healing and unresolved ancestral memories. I am going to say it because I have no filter here since we are
Yes,
sharing in this
no filter. I'm
program.
gonna I'm gonna have a lead with that because there's a lot of stories when it comes to Thanksgiving, and
Yes.
some of them
So
are not pleasant.
yes, so let's talk about one that people might not be aware of or don't know about it. But when the people who the how you say that
Colonization.
colonization people who came to the States,
Mhm.
they came and they just didn't know how to live in this land. And it was like in the winter time,
Mhm.
so they were hungry. They didn't know how to chase for food. They didn't know the food of the area, how to get all of surviving. They didn't know how to survive in these lands.
Especially in the cold climate.
Exactly. So the natives felt pity for them,
Mhm.
and they helped them. And they helped them survive and taught them all the ways, right? But then at the end, let's say some sort of betrayal happened because these people also at certain point have killed most of these native people. So they it is said that they sat together to be in gratitude, but what happened afterwards? So
Mm.
it's like for me, there's a lot of behind the scenes that we don't see, but actually, um, it needs reconciliation.
It definitely does.
It does because this memory, I have seen, even if you see Frozen 2, have you seen
Mhm.
the movie Frozen 2?
I have, yes.
Yes, in Frozen 2, the two girls are looking for a secret that the family
Mhm.
was holding. And the secret was that their grandfather was a military, and he actually was the one making supposedly peace with the native people. And the native people believed in this military guy because they thought, it was an honor, and they were like doing this sort of equal, peaceful movement. And all of a sudden, when they went to sleep, the natives went to sleep, then the military came and killed them all. So it was a similar story of what happened, and that's
Yeah.
behind Thanksgiving. So that's why I don't celebrate many of the things. If it doesn't make sense for me, I really don't. Um, and yes, you can have a day of gratitude, but
That should be
actually
every day.
every day should be a
That
day
should
of
be it.
gratitude.
I know for
And
Native American, it's not a happy Thanksgiving.
yes,
It
so
really is not. But gratitude should be celebrated every
yes,
single day.
yes, for the food we receive, for the people we love, for the people that is around us, for all of these things that cause us triggers,
Yeah, because
right?
the family comes together. I
Yes,
know I was saying, Maya, we should do family constellation every day, every week for anybody that needs it, because a lot of people come home and they are triggered.
yes, it's just so we should be in gratitude for that as
Yeah,
well.
absolutely.
Probably it's difficult when you are experiencing it, but as much as you're aware of why you're living that experience, and you take action on changing that, then that becomes a reward at a certain point.
It
Yes,
does.
yes. All right, so let's begin. What about if we begin?
Let's begin.
Yes, so today's topic is when parents give in excess to their children.
Who's
What
guilty of
happens?
that? Who's guilty?
Oh,
who is guilty?
many of
that?
us. I would say many of us, right? When parents give in excess to their children. Remember that we are talking, of course, we are talking about my book. I wrote this book, and then the book is called Alchemy for the Soul, and Janet is going to say it.
Buy the book. Buy the book.
Yes. So we are on chapter number 3, and this chapter is about the order of equilibrium. And when we are talking about the order of equilibrium, for the ones that were last week, right, we were talking about where is that balance? So the balance doesn't go off, right? We are trying to keep the life compensated all the time. And you don't give more of what you have, or you don't take more of what you need. Of course, that requires some sort of consciousness, right? But since we have all of these gaps or voids, we have the tendency to, if I feel like I need to take more, the takers, right? Or if I'm giving too much, it's because I still have a void that I haven't been able to discover. And I think that I'm just helping or giving. And when it comes that behind that, there is a sort of an interest on, or a manipulation on also getting that kind of sort of love filled, that is filling this sort of void, right? So unconditional giving and receiving comes from that state of consciousness. Now, if that state of consciousness is not there, then you might be giving and receiving from this expectation, right? I'm expecting to receive what I'm giving you, or I'm giving because I'm expecting you to give me in return, or something is, or I just need because I have this big void. I need to feel this kind of set of love. So we all have different situations to fix, right?
Yes, and that's where we get, the disappointments, and
Yes.
because we have those huge expectations.
And then we spoke about how the relationship changes when we are giving and receiving, because when you are a taker, it's like when you need, I need you to feel my kind of set of love, means that you became a child, right? And if let's say that the relationship is between two, like a couple, let's say, and one of them is in that need, this person becomes a child, and maybe the other partner becomes the parent of this child. I need to give this child all the love that they didn't receive when, during his or her childhood. But this changes the dynamic. It's not a couple's relationship anymore, right? It's not an equal relationship. It's a parent-child relationship, right? We talked about that last week. So if you haven't seen that program, we invite you to see it in my channel, Maya Ariel Sol. Remember that we have 2 channels, one in English, one in Spanish. And on Fridays, we are live here on the one in English. And on Thursdays, we are going with the same topics in Spanish on Thursdays at 8 as well. Okay, so there is a rule, like all rules have an exception, right? Same thing happens here with this order of equilibrium, right? So when we talk about parents and children, parents give to their children. In the systemic world, I'm going to say it, in the systemic therapy, children don't give back to their parents. Children, the way they give back is by being successful and happy and giving to life. Let's say I'm giving a project that can help others. So that is a way of giving to life, giving projects, ideas, or to their own children. Because what they have received, they will be giving to others. But when parents haven't been able to resolve themselves emotionally, they are expecting their children to give them back. Yes, and I'm going to talk about this case that I got to see this week in therapy. It was this case, it was a transgenerational repetitive pattern where the mother was expecting the children to give them the love they didn't receive from their mother. And all this dynamic was happening in the feminine lineage, meaning women were doing that to women. And what was happening was that and this is all unconscious, don't just be aware of this. When we are talking about this, it's all, you don't see it, you are not aware of it, but it's happening. So this happens, and then this lady who came to Constellate, because we got to see the full transgenerational, where she was identifying with her grandma. Her grandma was pretty much on the floor in a fetal position, because she felt somehow rejected by mom. She was looking and waiting for mom to take care of me. Mom wasn't there for this girl. And actually the mother was at her feet, but she was still wasn't able to see this child. She was still looking for that love somewhere else. So we went to grandma, great grandma, and great great grandma.
Yeah.
In order to do this constellation work. And we finally got to we actually brought the energy of love in order to have this love given and this care given from the origin to all of these generations, all the way to this lady who came to Constellate. The interesting part is that she said, "Oh my God, yes, I was there for my mom, because when something happened to my mom would come to my room and sleep with me and cry all night long. And I felt like I needed to hug her." See? So when a child does this, she was only a child doing this to mom. Mom, I'm here for you. I'm going to protect you. I'm going to save you. I'm here to love you. Yes. So the child unconsciously wants to save mom from whatever mom is experiencing, right? What happens is that this dynamic creates a contract that doesn't end right there. It stays for life until you get to be aware of it and you get to release or liberate that contract with mom. See, in this case, children are given to their parents. So this woman was given to her mother. And grandma was expecting actually that woman who was constellating to, "Oh, I want her to hug me." So everybody was expecting her to be the mother of all of these women who didn't get the love from their own mothers. Yes? So all of this created the whole conflict in the system. And she came to constellate this because she had issues having a relationship. That was her issue. She wanted to know why I'm not able to connect in a partner relationship, in a romantic relationship. And what happens is that if you are not connected to your mother, which is self love, you won't be able to connect to others, because you are not able to give to others what you are no feel like you received and what you haven't been able to find within yourself. But for you to find that love within yourself, you must have felt it with mom. Mom is the first connection. Love, mom is love. If I don't have this connection, then I find maybe a romantic partner, but it's not true love. This is a love that is, we talk about human and divine love, right, Janet?
Yes. Yes.
So we are looking for that sort of unconditional love, but actually we fall into that human love that is in need and expecting love. So the constellation gave her a big perspective of why, or what she was looking for was for something that actually she needed to find love in herself in order to be able to find someone else, right? And reconnect to love. So this is a case, for example, in family constellations, that we can see that children are given to their parents emotionally and then even financially. Yes, because let's say some parents, and this used to happen in the past,
Mm-hmm.
and it is there are like facts, stories. If you see that movie like Water for Chocolate, did you see that
Yes.
movie?
Oh my
Yes,
God. Like what? It's an oldie.
it's an old movie.
So worth seeing.
Yes, it's so good because in that movie, the last of the daughters couldn't get married to this man that they were both in love, but they wouldn't allow this woman to be married because she was supposed to be single forever to take care of her mother. And that used to be the case before. The last daughter couldn't marry because she had to stay at home and take care of mom. So that is a perfect case of children given to their parents. So these children came to serve their mom
Yeah.
or their parents. And so they don't have the right to live their own lives or to go free towards life because they are already trapped in the family system belief.
Yes.
Yes, so this is another example of disorder between giving and receiving between parents and children.
Now,
Mhm.
that's a major relationship, as we all know.
Yes, and there are many, many cases that we can talk about today, and we are actually going to share some of them. So let's go to the book. What about that? For the ones following the book, right? We are on page 183. And remember that if you haven't purchased the book,
Buy the book. Buy
yes,
the book. Absolutely.
Alchemy for the Soul, you can find it in Amazon in paper version or in Kindle. All right, so this is what it says here. Systemic disorder, we are talking about the family system disorders, right? Systemic disorder can also happen between parents and children. When we are children, we need care and affection from our parents in order to grow up healthy and emotionally connected so that we can move on in the flow towards life. Yet, many parents give excessively to their children. So let's see what happens when parents give in excess to their children. Why do parents want to give so much to their children? Janet.
They're trying to fill up their canister of love.
Very good. That could be one of the reasons. No,
Mhm.
this is just one possibility. Sometimes parents, uh, um, when they had voids as children, let's say, oh, my parents weren't there for me. They didn't give me what I needed. So I don't want my children to go through the same.
Right.
So they give and give and give to their children, thinking that I don't want my children to feel the way I felt.
They say those magic words. I'm gonna do it differently.
I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to give them everything
To excess. Yes.
so they won't be feeling the gap that I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And when we are doing that, guess what? We are putting a big burden
On the child.
on these children.
We're not even aware that that's what we're
No.
doing.
And what we are actually doing is saving that inner child of us. It's like I'm giving that to my child, but I'm really giving to my own inner child that wasn't able to enjoy this. So I'm saving myself, thinking that I'm giving to my children what they need.
Yeah. And then we get upset when they don't appreciate it.
And at the same time, it creates a big conflict
Mm-hmm.
because these children are going to have so much. It's like, when are these children going to be able to pay back to their parents? It's that my parents gave me life, plus gave me all of this. How am I going to pay back?
And not only that, but just to add to the mix, we as parents feel entitled. Like they need to give back to us because we gave them so much.
Expectations
Expectation.
from the parents. The parent expects the child to give back somehow.
And Maya just say that the child is not
Yes.
supposed to give back.
Yes.
I had trouble with that one. I understand it now, but I'm like, what you mean? I mean, I grew up with the children always gave to the parents.
It was taught.
Yeah.
It was taught, and it's all a religious belief
Mhm.
that you should be a good son or a good daughter
Daughter.
and give back to your parents.
Mhm.
And what children should give back to their parents is gratitude, respect, and honoring them for life.
Yes.
And that is easy to say, but it's not really practiced. Like people don't realize that they say, oh, yeah, yeah, I honor my parents. But I still feel like they didn't give me what I needed. Then you're not there yet. You haven't
Right.
healed them in your heart.
Yes.
You might be saying that from your mind, but you're not feeling that from your heart. So you haven't been able to heal that with your parents. That means that you haven't really integrated them and respect their destinies, the destiny of them with you and whatever happens, right? Honoring life through them as channels of life. And if you haven't been able to do that, we invite you to do an experience on family constellations. It will serve you well to integrate and to accept and to embrace the destiny, your reality, what happened between you and them, and
Mhm.
actually everything that you inherited from them, even though it's painful or you don't like it. Yes?
Yeah, I call it a nice way to really understand the patterns that you are living sometimes unconsciously.
Yes. Yes, because it's an inheritance.
Mm-hmm.
It's in your genes. You cannot avoid it. It's there.
Hey, that's the hard one. Like you
Yes.
cannot avoid it.
No.
You have to live it.
Or you
So
accept it or you leave it again until you ended up
until
accepting it.
exactly.
There
Yes.
is no escape from this one, and I'm sorry to say it. It's not fun to even hear this. I don't want to hear that. That's not how it is. I'm going to liberate myself, or that's not going to happen to me, and that's denying what is.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It sure is.
Yes. So, well, if you
Ay,
decide to search and go deeper into your soul, into this systemic work, you might be able to see.
and start doing some real deep healing work.
Yes, yes, yes. So it says, um, why do parents want to give so much to their children? The parents who haven't addressed their emotional voids unconsciously seek to fill them out by giving to their children what they feel they didn't receive from their parents. So it is the parents' unfulfilled desire that they want to live through their children. Yes. Have you seen those parents that, oh, I always wanted to be a dancer? So they bring the children to the ballet and to the this and that. So they want their children to live their dream.
Yes, I can share that story of my daughter. I
Yes.
will go see her all excited because I always wanted to be a ballerina. She was like, and I'm like, but mommy, you have to get more excited. She goes, mommy, that's your dream, not mine.
Is
And
that
she,
the wrestler?
no, that's my second child.
Okay. Oh, I was saying, oh my God, what
Because
about if
she's
it was the
very slim.
wrestler?
I'm like, but you have the body. You can be so. She will look at me. To this day, she reminded me I hated ballet, mom. Did I tell you? So I was one of those parents.
So the parents' expectations creates a burden on them.
Yeah.
And so these children sometimes sacrifice. I will sacrifice for you, mom, and or that, because I want to make you happy.
Yes.
Yeah. So sometimes they ended up doing things that they don't want, because somehow they feel like, oh, but I gotta pay mom or dad for what they gave me. So I'd rather do this and see if I can compensate. But that's never going to happen for them, neither for the
Yeah.
parents, because these children will be in misery when they find out they don't want to be there doing what they don't want, even though they can become very good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know many people that, oh, I became a, um, a financial this or
A doctor, an accountant,
they become or
lawyers.
and very good at it.
Yeah.
They actually
Top of,
successful.
yeah.
Yes. And at certain point they are like, what am I doing in my life? I don't want to be doing this.
Especially during that midlife crisis, that's when they reevaluate and they're like, I,
Yes.
they spend all this time.
Yes. So What we are saying here is that what happens in the beginning of your life will project later on when you are 30, 40. So that inner child of yours is still trapped in that belief that I need to sacrifice myself for mom or dad, and I want to make them happy. Yes. And that starts creating these emotions. These emotions start like pulsing, like resentment and
Yes.
anger,
Rage.
rage, hate. It's like, why did I accept this? And I want to break from it. Of course, we want to break through. And that actually is the moment when you start having your first step on that journey of finding yourself and choosing yourself and loving yourself. And that needs, actually, that is a good moment to take a space from your family system in order to become yourself and break free, and then you can eventually reintegrate your family system within you. So it's a process.
It is a process. And when you start doing that process, just consider yourself, I congratulate you because it's very brave and it takes a lot of courage, but it's so necessary.
Yes, and that's what Carl Jung used to call the process of individuation. Yes,
Oh,
Carl
wow.
Jung,
My friend, oh my friend.
and the analysis of the psychoanalysis, and he talks about the process of individuation. Yes, and that's the process because it requires a lot of you being brave and breaking through and not just doing what society expects from you, which society is expecting this from you because your family is also expecting that from you.
It was been done in your family for generation for generation. Here
Yes,
you come to say, I'm gonna go ahead and know myself.
yes,
And so, that is a process.
yes, it is a process. So we are here talking about how children give to their parents unconsciously and how it might be affecting your life. So just be checking, see, self-observe yourself and see, let me see where I'm at related to this. Am I doing what I love in life?
Hmm. That's a very important
Or
question.
or do I feel like I need to give them because I feel guilt? Or am I giving to them because I feel like I'm betraying the system if I don't do it as everybody's expecting me to do it? What do you feel when you do it? You do things against of what people would expect.
Yeah, especially when parents have such a big influence on you and
Mm-hmm.
what you want to do, they don't want you to do, and they make it very known that they don't want you. How do you go through that process and still stay true to you,
To you, authentic to yourself.
authentic to yourself?
Yes, yes. So, how are these children going to pay for their life and for the sacrifice of their parents? Let's talk about this.
Mm.
Have you heard those parents who said, oh, after all I did for you, and then this is the way you're paying me back? Oh
Or
my
if it
God.
wouldn't have been for me, you wouldn't be where you're at.
Also,
That's another big one. What
so,
would you do without me?
what would you do without me? Or after all I gave you, this is how you pay me back.
Hmm.
So when they say these words, they are creating guilt on their children. It's a manipulation. It's an abuse when a parent do say these words to their children because they trap them right away in that burden that they will be carrying in life.
Hmm.
It's like, I gotta pay back. I gotta pay back. And if they don't pay back to their parents because they have issues with them, then they will be paying back in situations they happen, it happen in their life. Let's say that they created a business and eventually goes in debt.
That's how they do the self-sabotage right there.
Yes. So this self-sabotage means that I'm paying back to my parents, but it's not enough.
Not
So I'm
enough.
always in debt.
So yeah, you feel guilty and like, shame and like you're doing
Yes.
something wrong. So therefore you create it in your business.
Yeah. So there's nothing enough. So I have to keep paying and being in debt. paying and being in debt and making money just to pay back. And you're not giving it to them, but you're giving it to someone else because that someone else becomes mom and dad. That's the projection. Yes?
Mhm. Mm.
Unbelievable, right? That's the whole unconscious dynamic. The whole unconscious dynamic. So this this is an energetic burden for them. Yes, let's repeat this. This is an energetic burden for them. This means that the debt is energetic.
Mhm.
See, sometimes people say, oh, but these or that material things. But no, we're talking about energetic debt. You sign or you somehow feel like you are in debt with them, and it's all energetic. You don't realize it, it's unconscious, and it's operating throughout your whole life. Mm. So children get trapped in debt by their parents. Then the children end up sacrificing themselves for their parents as a way to pay back those energetic debts. It is difficult for them to free themselves from these as they are unaware of them, and therefore they feel guilty when they want to do it differently.
Yes.
They are not free to choose to do it differently. They are not free to choose differently because if they do, immediately guilt comes in place, and then I'm back to the same unconscious dynamic.
Yep.
Yes, they are trapped, they are in jail, you know, and the parents do this unconsciously as well when they do say things like this. Mm. So watch out, parents. Watch out with those words. If you brought this child to life, it was a soul agreement. So let's respect the agreement and not expect anything from it because we are just channels of life, but these children aren't ours. And we shouldn't have expectations on them being this or that.
And it's something it takes a while to truly understand the deepness of all these words that is being said right now, because we do put expectation on our children. They are, they like here to, to fulfill our unfulfilled desires, but we need to understand that they're not.
Mhm.
And I know for me, I had to like, I didn't even realize I was doing it in a sense, so it just happens.
Yes, yes. It's a process as well
Yeah.
to understand that, oh, but I want the best for my child.
Yeah, and you
But
do,
who?
and you
Yeah, and
do.
we do, in the heart we do.
Yeah.
But what do you think that you know what's best for your child? What
Mm.
makes you feel that you know what is best for them? We don't know.
Mm-mm.
So we don't have the right to choose for them.
Sometimes we don't even know what's the best for us.
Exactly.
So how can we choose for them?
Yes. And so those are perspectives that we must work on and allow our children to choose even things that we don't like, even things that they seem wrong sometimes, but they are necessary for them to learn something. So for us, it could be a mistake. Maybe we can see our children going towards that sort of mistake. Just allow them. They will learn from it. So that will give them an extra strength and a new discernment for next time
Mhm.
that will help them grow stronger towards their goals,
And independent.
independent as well. Yes, and to trust in the spirit that they will be guided by the spirit and not by us. Yes, at the beginning, yes, they depend on us. So let's try to be or allow them to be the most free they can before they really go into life and be on their own. Yes.
Mhm.
More free when I'm saying this, more free of your belief, of your conditioning, of your own fears, right? Because my fear of you not doing it right is my fear, not yours, son or daughter. Yes, and you can say that, oh, that's my fear. I'm afraid that my child can go into that and that could, be wrong or hurt that child, and then I don't want that for him. But that's my fear. And if I have this fear so strongly, guess what? I'm going to attract it in the life of my child. That means that the one who needs to heal that fear is you as a parent.
Mhm.
Yes?
Yes, yes, yes.
Beautiful. Let's see. Let's see what else. Another issue of giving in excess can also create dependent children. That's another case. Yes, we just saw one where children feel like I'm in debt with my parents. But what about when parents give in excess? These children become dependent. Eventually, later in life, these children will find it difficult to make decisions and take responsibility for their lives. Yes, these children are so used to take everything for granted that if it's not given to me, I'm going to be upset.
Mhm.
Oh, but my parents gave me everything, so why can't you not give me that? So they expect everything for granted or to be given. And life is not like that. So we will be making it hard on our children when we don't teach them that from the beginning.
Mhm.
Mhm. So they have been given so much without being asked that when it comes to choosing, they don't know what they want and nothing pleases them. Have you seen these children?
Mhm.
Yes. So what do you want? I don't know. I don't care. Have you seen this in children? I
Mhm.
don't know. I'm just choose for me.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's the same for me.
Mhm.
So they don't even appreciate
Yeah.
because they don't appreciate because parents are giving too much. They don't. These children are like, I don't need to do any efforts. So eventually, when they grow adults, they are going to have issues in life because they don't care about anything. They don't appreciate anything. They are ungrateful for what they get, and and so that will, at certain point, life will teach them a lesson of appreciation. It's not going to be fun.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes,
that's true.
not, not. And also, you don't teach them responsibility. Yes, when you give them so much, they don't. I don't need to be responsible for that. Um, I have seen, for example, parents who pay. Let's say this child had a ticket,
Oh yes,
and
yes.
so they go pay for their tickets, and they try to keep them safe from what they need to be responsible for. I'm having an issue with that.
We all been guilty of that one.
Yes, lately I have been working on this myself. That's my case at this moment, right? And so I'm making deals with my son because he needs to start working somehow, making money to pay for that, or he's got some savings that are going to be, going in my direction because that debt needs to be paid, and I'm not the one who needs to be paying for it.
Yeah.
So I'm teaching him some sort of responsibility at the same time balanced.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
So they don't like it.
Yeah.
Just for you to know, they are not going to like it because they are so used to you giving them that when they become like teenagers, they expect you to keep giving them. And
Oh,
when
because
you,
we are parents, so they expect that to be our
yes,
responsibility.
yes, and when you
Yeah.
say no, they are not gonna like it. But don't worry, just
It works itself out.
yes, hang in there and keep your word and keep yourself calm and say, well, I'm sorry, but this is life now. You're a grown up and you need to start figuring out how to make your own money so you can pay for this and that and that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's the best gift you can give them.
Is the best gift to give them. Definitely, yes, I agree with that. So they have been given so much without being asked that when it comes to choosing, they don't know what they want and nothing pleases them. They feel entitled and take things for granted. This can lead them as adults to get partners where they end up being emotionally or financially dependent.
Yes. Mhm.
Have you seen these cases?
Yes, I have.
Okay, very good. So this happens out of an unconscious loyalty to their parents. This is the case of many women and men who look for a partner to support them. Yes. So that means that this person who is looking for a partner to support me emotionally and financially, I'm not an adult. Those are the news. There is not an adult in there. There is an inner child who is expecting my partner to support me financially and emotionally. That means I haven't grown up yet.
Yeah.
I can appear
Grown up.
grown up, but I'm not. I'm becoming dependent because I was dependent of my parents. Then I'm expecting to be dependent of my partner.
Mhm.
And eventually, if my partner is not, leaves, and if I have children, I will become dependent on my children. I need them to give me.
Mhm.
Why? Because this parent hasn't been able to resolve themselves or him or mom or dad emotionally. Then these are the consequences of it.
Mhm.
Make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yes. These
That's
aren't
a, it's
really
a
good
it's
news.
a toughy one, but
Yes. It's not fun sometimes to hear this, but it is what is.
and it is rewarding
It is.
if you do the steps. Yeah, it's rewarding.
So we were talking about these children that become dependent and as grown-ups look for a partner to support them. Over time, their partners, instead of being couples, end up being their parents. Yes. Energetically, the husband becomes the father of his wife, or the wife the mother of her husband. An example is that of a woman who looks unconsciously for a sugar daddy or a man who behaves as a gigolo.
Yeah.
Yes. So, gigolo is a child that is looking to be supported for an
Mhm.
older woman,
Mhm.
and that means my mom. So we invite this child, that man, to look for a therapist to get a session on family constellation,
Yeah.
and so they can really free themselves from this dynamic, unconscious dynamic, that makes them do this because everything has a behind the scenes, and if we don't become aware of it, we keep bringing unconsciousness to life.
Mhm. Yes. Ooh, it's a lot, Maya.
Yes. All of these things that sometimes you look out there and you tend to judge them. It's like I don't understand why women do that. I don't understand why these men do that. I don't understand why this woman accepts a gigolo or this man accepts this girl to become a sugar daddy, let's say,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Well, all has a behind the scenes. And here we are talking about those behind the scenes and what that means. These are people who are takers, right? Because a gigolo is a taker,
Mhm.
and a woman who looks for a sugar daddy is a taker.
To take it.
Yes. So these two have inner children who haven't been able to resolve their needs or their voids with their own parents, and they are expecting others to fill them. And so we
And
need.
they do it on automatic.
Oh, yeah, that's all unconscious. So
Mhm.
we're not judging, we're just giving
Right.
you observations here for you to be aware if that's your case. It's like, oh my God, I didn't think that looking pretty and looking for that was just a way of being unconscious of my own inner child who feels entitled to be dependent, for example, like I own that place. And no, 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 no. We are at this point reprogramming the past. And in order for us to help life and the evolution of life to another level of consciousness, we must take care and responsibility of where we are emotionally.
Mhm.
And the only way to really integrate and liberate this is by creating this reconnection with mom and dad from the state of gratitude and honoring. And that is a process. It's not just in the mind, it needs to go down to the heart in order to feel this gratitude with sincerity. And that's all you need to do.
Very simple.
It's very simple. It's very simple.
In hindsight, it's very simple, but
Yes, it sounds easy. It is a
But-
process, and
Yes.
sometimes you might feel, oh, yeah, you already did that part.
I said, Maya,
Checklist.
Is that all?
Is that all? Oh, okay, easy. Check off the list, right? But maybe not. Many people come to a session on family constellations, and they when they get to see themselves outside, because there is other people representing their parents and themselves and all of it, and when they get to see themselves out there, it's like, oh my God, that's where I'm at. That's where my psychology is. That's where I'm experiencing and what I'm attached to.
It's an eye opener,
It's an eye opener.
and sometimes it's not fun.
Not at all. No.
Mm-mm.
But right away, the surgery happens. The surgery takes 1 second of consciousness and everything changes.
And you start letting go and releasing.
And you feel it.
And yes, you do. You do.
And then you get to feel the change, and that's when the healing happens.
Yes.
And that's how you reprogram yourself.
Mhm.
All right. So, any questions? The ones that are on YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook. You can leave your comments here. We will be happy to share if you have anything that you feel related to this information, or somehow you feel like, oh, I've been doing that, or I used to do that, or that'd be nice if you get to share a little bit. We are here for that, because your comments or your experience can enlighten us all.
And it is very important to us as well.
Yes,
Because that's a way how we can tell how to support and even come up with more topics to help.
Yes, exactly. From this systemic point of view.
Right.
Because
Mhm.
everything we are sharing here comes from the systemic point of view, family constellations. Yes,
And also, this also teaches you to be more observant.
definitely.
So,
Yes. All right, so I guess that's all we had for tonight. Yay. But I have an announcement.
yeah.
Yes, I have an announcement. We are going to have, or we already have, let's say, Soul's Journey is coming up.
Drum roll. Let's get the date here.
Yes, December 7th. Yes, I will be doing a free intro on 7 steps to transcend your ancestral past. And Soul's Journey is a digital program that you can watch in videos. And you can do these exercises with me to liberate the ancestors, those unresolved memories of your ancestors and your childhood. So if it is something that you are interested on, we invite you here in my YouTube channel. I have a registration link where you can register for it. So we invite you to do so. And so I hope to see you on the 7th. We are so happy to launch this program. This program is been serving lots and lots of people already in Spanish. We have the same program in Hatmart in the Spanish version, and it's been serving a lot. So we hope that it also can serve the community that speaks English as well. And I'm so excited.
So am I. Yeah.
Yes.
What time is that?
At 7. At 7 Eastern time.
Okay.
So Giovannina, she's saying, I love this video. Thank you both, from Giovannina. Where is the link? You have to go to my YouTube channel, Giovannina. I remember that I have 2 channels in YouTube, Maya Ariel Sol in English and Maya Ariel Sol in Spanish. So look for the one in English, and the link is there. Or otherwise, I will. Since I have your number, I have a mosquito going around. So since I have your number, I will send you the link so you can register for it. And yeah, welcome to come and join us. I'm
And
sure you're
learn
going
more.
to
And
enjoy.
please share,
Yes,
okay?
yes.
Share, like hit the like, share, all that good stuff.
Yes, and if you like this information, please give us a like
Yeah,
or a heart.
all that good.
And of
All
course,
that.
share it with friends and family, because this is a point of view that not many people understand, right? And we are actually, that's what we are here for. You might see us as that information sounds weird. Just take it as it's weird. Eventually, at certain point, it might serve you, and it might be like when you are ready. If you're not at this moment, you at certain point life and what you heard, it stays in your subconscious. And when you are ready to understand it in a deeper level, you will be able to say, that's resonating now with me. Now I can understand where my disorder is in my life, or with my children, or with my partner, or with my parents. Yes, and so maybe you can come back to the information that is always here in the YouTube channel and review it. And also, if you share it, maybe someone else is ready to hear this, or someone is looking for an answer, and maybe the answer is in some of these words that we shared tonight.
And this is something you should listen for a couple of times.
Yes.
Because every time you listen, it goes in deeper and deeper until you have, until all of a sudden you got like a light bulb. Oh,
Yes.
that's what it means.
Yes, also, the more you see it, the more you get to understand it. Sometimes that's why I'm reading the book. Sometimes people read the book and they go by, but they don't really absorb what the words are saying. And if you go over and over, then your consciousness will expand, and eventually, not even understanding, you will comprehend.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
All right. So we did good. Yeah.
Yes. So
Like
we
I
are
said, happy holidays. We're already in the holidays and
And
the
thank-
beautiful. Yeah.
Yes, and thank you, Hilda. She's saying, love you, friends, to Mexico City. Oh, how beautiful. Thank you so much. We love you from here, too, and sending you love and hugs. Thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So we are in gratitude that you stay tuned with us tonight, and that you were so present and you were sharing with us as well. We are also sending you hearts. I love those white hearts.
I like.
Oh, it fills my heart. So until next week, we are sending you tons of blessings. And thank you, Maria Bello. Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
I was
Yes.
honored to be able to do the whole thing live with her.
Yes.
So I know what a treat. It's so great what you're
Yes,
gonna be getting.
Yes, we worked on it. I've been working hard on it. Actually, we are having this book in audiobook soon. Yes, that will be next year before June. We already recorded the one in Spanish. So next is coming the one in English. We already have someone that is going to help me recording. And so I'm so excited to bring also this possibility, because sometimes you're like driving and you don't have time to read, or you don't like reading, or you don't have time to watch these videos, but you will be able to listen the book in audiobook every time you're driving. Oh, it makes sense. Oh, I understand better. Oh,
They'll be looking at you. What is
Yes.
going with her? She's like, you're making all those good signs of understanding, comprehension, and loving it.
Yes. So here Giovannina is saying, are you video on regular day and time? Let me see if I understood that one.
You mean, is it this video? That's what she
Do you mean this video, the one that we are doing now, is going live? But you can review it on my YouTube channel, because this is going live in through StreamYard, and we also have my phone here. So we have Instagram with you, and then we have YouTube and Facebook are going live as well. The three of them are live at this moment. So you can go, if you want to review this chapter or this program, just go to my YouTube channel, Maya Dari del Sol, in English. I have English and Spanish, right? So we are working on building up the community that speaks English because we want to bring this information out to the
Out to the
community as well,
universe.
out to the universe. We want
Yeah.
to touch every heart, every family system. And my
Yes.
goal is that one member of each family system gets to get constellated
Yes.
and recreate the destiny of all through their own healing.
Through their own healing.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
I just said it.
Did we answer your question?
Oh, on Instagram. She's saying, I mean, on Instagram, do you do it on a certain day each week? Yes, we do it every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We will be here every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Yes? And yes, I have videos in YouTube about constellations. Yes, in Spanish. Yes, Hilda. I look for Maya Dari del Sol, and then you will be able to see the same information in Spanish. And because we also have Alchemy for the Soul, we also have it in Spanish. Alquimia para el alma. So buy the book.
Buy the book.
Buy the book and look for me if you speak Spanish in my YouTube channel, Maya Ariel Sol as well. They both are Maya Ariel Sol. One is in English, one is in Spanish, because we decided to separate both languages. And so people don't get confused, like, oh, but they are only speaking Spanish. And so, no, let's build another channel. And so everybody gets to be in the flow. But you can also buy this book and follow me on Thursdays. I am live also here in Instagram every Thursday. All right. In Amazon, yes. In Spanish books, yes. In Amazon, you can find it in Amazon. Very good. All right. So I just saw Christina around somewhere, it seems. So Christina is always around. Thank you so much. We get to see you every week. We love you.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you so much, everyone. We will see you next
Friday.
Friday. Yes. And also before we go, I do, or we do, because Janet is also
I'm one of her students that
she
graduated.
graduated from the institute. I have an institute where I teach family constellations and we certify.
Mhm.
Yes. So the program is coming up in April. We begin again the cycle of
Okay. Mhm.
the 8 modules in April if you're interested on becoming a therapist on family constellations. Welcome to join our program. The program is limited to 20 students, and we already have some people that signed up for it. So it is a limited student, limited spots, yeah, because I like to really dedicate time to each of you. All right. So, and also, Hilda, if you're interested, we also have the program in Spanish. We have it in both languages. Yes, we're teaching in the institute, um, certifying people in both languages.
Mhm.
Yes. Bye, Dave. It was beautiful having you here. All right, guys. Sending love.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much. Remember to like and share. Okay?
Yes, please.
Like
Bye.
and share. Bye-bye.
Sending blessings and love.
Out of gratitude and love.
Yes.